Dusty, thank you so much for joining us. I'd love to know, first of all, how do you look after your mental health and how do you stay grounded?
Personally, for me, I've got a good family support network. I think it's nice to get home and just kind of switch off to everything work. So, that ability to go home and just do whatever, play a board game or something is great. As far as staying grounded is concerned, again, I think probably lean on the family for that one, because when we're at work, you do sort of get you'll take photos and you'll meet people, and I think when I go home and I'm just dad and they don't even really mind what I've been up to that day. If I start telling them about like a formation shape or a roll or something, they're like, oh right, okay, cool. Anyway, what did you have for lunch? And it's like, oh, okay, cool, great. So I think that central, children are a great way at just pulling you back down to earth with a thump.
What advice would you give to your younger self about looking after your mental health?
It is important. Granted, if you're feeling happy and you're feeling fine, there's no need to delve into your own mind and worry too much about something just because you have to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you are starting to feel sad and depressed or something, then definitely, if you're feeling those things, then don't just kind of cast it off and think it will be fine. Talk to someone. Bring it up. I think I was fortunate in that my family growing up was kind of very close, so there was a lot of ability to kind of talk to parents or sisters or anything like that.
You have a busy timetable, obviously, within the RAF and the Red Arrows, but equally at home with family life. How do you deal with those pressures?
Military life in general teaches you quite early on that compartmentalisation is important. I think it's even more important when you get to aviation. So I think all military pilots, or in fact probably all pilots in civvy as well, will get taught quite early on that if something bad happens in the departure, don't let that affect your arrival or your landing or whatever it might be. So kind of boxing things up, putting them away, good or bad, don't let that kind of distract you from the next thing, so breaking things up into little chunks.
How do you as a team look after yourselves, both on and off the airfield?
So we eat together, we travel together, and we take holiday at the same time. Not necessarily always together on holiday, that's probably the one time we're away, but the rest of the time we're just always together. So I think you get to know people quite well, sort of spotting small changes in people's personalities. It's probably quite easy for us. I know we are all friends and we get on well. You get that ability to kind of just notice small changes in people potentially that they might not even know.
And why is raising awareness around mental health important to you?
Unfortunately, I've not got sort of personal first-hand experience, but it's one of those things that you always hear when these things arise. You kind of hear that they were the happiest, nicest person. They were never any problem. They'd always help everyone. It's almost the happiest, nicest people that suddenly have these internal demons that you don't know about. So I guess it's important to kind of be able to just either be aware of it or pick up on those little things, so that you can perhaps just those few little scratches through the surface, you might suddenly find that there's something there. So I think it is important it has big effect for people, and it generally has big effect to people who aren't expecting it at all. Someone gets sick and it's not looking good, you get a sort of gradual letdown. These things are just super fast.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time and joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Cheers.